Thank you. Good day. It is the 5th of April and we're here in Knightsbridge outside the Ecuadorian embassy where Julian Assange has been held up for close to 7 years. He finds himself in this situation due to a number of accusations against him, varying in severity. And today it's been widely circulated by the mainstream media that this could be the day that he's actually expelled from the embassy after a grand total of 2,481 days inside. We're here to talk to others that are covering this, maybe some mainstream, but most likely independents, to see their take on the situation, their opinions on Assange. And also we'd like to just chat to some individuals who are maybe out in Knightsbridge shopping, see what they know about Assange, see if they know about this at all. And yeah, let's see what we find out. Get me on here.
Dice mono sé que.
Yeah. Sky News job, Sky News. They're on the sheen. Scene, that is, not sheen. Okay, take two. So we went off to get some food, and while we were getting food, it appeared that it was being spread online that not only have the Ecuadorian embassy put a statement out saying that nothing was scheduled to happen in terms of him being expelled today, but also that his legal team have stated that if he was to be expelled, that would break international law. So I don't think we're going to be seeing Julian leaving the embassy today. I think we've been made a bit of a fool by some, tweets with a bit of misinformation. But at least we weren't the only ones, eh? Wankers. So we're still outside the Ecuadorian embassy. I'm here with, sorry, I didn't catch your name actually.
Karen. I'm Karen. Yeah, I'm one of the activists, one of Julian Assange supporters, and an advocate for a free and independent press.
Brilliant. I wanted to ask, you mentioned just now that some of the activists here have been here for the last 7 years.
Yeah.
Have you also been coming in regularly to?
Not regularly. I come in when I can. I do respond when we feel there are serious threats. We felt that this was a serious threat because, as you know, WikiLeaks is a 100% accuracy rate, and when they say something, you take it very seriously because they have a 100% accuracy rate. Whatever they publish is verifiable and just accurate.
Yeah, very fair. I wanted to know your opinion on what you make of probably close to 100, if not more, journalists, press lads over there on the other side of the road. What do you make of them coming out today?
I'm glad you noticed that because I noticed it as well. I tweeted earlier today that what the main focus of today seems to be is the press, photographing the press, who are waiting to watch one of their own being evicted from an embassy after he has asylum rights. That can't be right. If you ask many of the Assange supporters who've been here for over the last 7 years, that he has been very unfairly and illegally detained in that embassy under the guise of being an asylee, they will tell you that there are very rare occasions when you see so many press members here, and it's usually for some big announcement, but it always seems to be with the press goading him to come out. Many members of the press actually goading him to come out, That's but not by no means is that all the press. There are several press organizations here who do actually report what is happening, but we haven't seen this, and we didn't expect so many press members here today. They certainly outnumber the supporters.
Yeah, very noticeably. I mean, you've got a few people sitting over there and holding banners, and also we saw a truck go by with a big placard on the back.
That's been around for a whole week. Yeah, it's been going round and round here for a whole week, trying to get the government's attention. After all, if the government can advocate for visits from the likes of Mohammed bin Salman,
sure,
then I'm sure that we can advocate for the rights and the press independence of WikiLeaks and Julian Assange.
I'm sorry to say that I feel like our government especially are not on that level, are not going to be there to defend the freedom of speech of an individual like Julian Assange, or even to an extent individuals like myself and Joe.
You have actually hit the nail on the head. What we're fighting for here is a much larger agenda. Yes, we are absolutely fighting for the rights of Julian Assange to be able to be treated with fairness and dignity as a publisher, not to be arbitrarily detained, not to be given asylum rights and then those rights used as a form of solitary confinement. If he were a prisoner in an actual British prison, he would probably be treated a lot better. He's had no access to medical, no access to sunlight, no access to fresh air, and in fact one judge actually said, well, he does get about, and she pointed to that, she referred to that balcony as his form of exercise. That's where he gets his exercise. It was said with sarcasm, but one has to question the judgment of a judge that can be so scathing about what exactly? Somebody who published an inconvenient truth about another nation.
I completely agree. Thank you so much for your time.
You're very welcome. Thank you.
Cheers.
Look forward. Where can I find your work?
So,
where can I find your work? That's what I'm after.
So our YouTube channel is called Fucku Films.
Good. I'm not surprised. I'm a baby of the 60s. For crying out loud.
It's oh yeah. Go on.
Yeah.
Go on. We've got some guys here and some. Yeah.
I like him. Come support him. He needs freedom.
Do you want a quick interview? How much was the car?
He needs you to speak up for your right to drive that beautiful gold car.
If it's beautiful indeed. Is that a McLaren? Fucking hell. Anyway, we'll cut there. Are you happy with your money choices? Will I be seeing you in heaven?
Free Julian!
I fucking don't think so. Hi there, how's it going? You alright?
Very well, mate. How are you?
I'm okay. Would you mind just introducing yourself?
Yeah, my name's Gordon Dimmock. I'm a middle-aged, disgruntled man with a microphone on YouTube. That's what I am.
Brilliant. I'm sure I'm on my way there as well.
Don't know about the middle-aged bit.
I just want to know what sort of content you've been creating, why you've come down here today.
Well, I've come down to support Julian Assange, obviously, because we've had word that he might be snatched by the UK forces. I'm a big supporter of his, big supporter of the Fourth Estate, because I realise without it we really don't have a democracy, and that's what I'm down here covering, really, because nobody else is. They're down here only because, hey, they're here for the. They can feel blood in the water, and that's why they're here. I'm actually here to cover the news.
Very fair. What sort of content in the past have you made relevant to Julian? Have you put out other videos, or is today on the first time?
I have probably done about 50 videos on Julian and WikiLeaks. I covered the Russiagate nonsense. I even wrote a book on it that was on Amazon for a while. And I've been real on it now for about a year.
Brilliant. I'd be more than happy to put your channel information in the description to this video as well, so anyone that's watching this can go and find you.
Absolutely.
You also mentioned earlier that you'll be heading to the Extinction Rebellion March on April 15th. What are you hoping to achieve there?
Well, it's about 3 weeks ago on a live stream of mine. I said to my supporters I didn't have any way of going mobile. I didn't have a laptop or anything like that. So, trying to do that again.
No, that's alright, it's okay.
Yeah, so I didn't have a laptop or anything like that, so my supporters crowdfunded me and sent me, I think, £250 in small donations. So I came down to cover the year. It marked a year down here of him being gagged just a couple of weeks ago, and then I did the pro-Brexit march on the Friday. And since then they've bought me a camera and etc. And we're down here covering this, and we're going to be covering the Extinction Rebellion and other political events up and down the country from here on in.
Brilliant. It's great to know that people are helping you put your message out there as well. The aspect of crowdfunding, I really appreciate that.
Well, we need a way of giving the media to people that is totally funded by them. It's independent, you know. I am
not like the BBC.
Yeah, exactly. I know I am totally reliant on my audience, and I know that they're the people who are going to be holding my feet to the fire. And my audience are smart, so if ever I do get something wrong, they jump on up and down, and that's what we need as a media, not as, you know, people who just write articles for the Guardian that are written basically by GCHQ and never retract them, even though they're 100% false.
Sure. Okay. Thank you so much for your time, and I'll see you in a couple of weeks, I'm sure.
Absolutely.
Brilliant. Cheers.
Thanks very much.
What's going on?
Julian Assange jab.
Oh, he's leaving?
Probably not. He was going to be though. He's that's the Ecuadorian embassy, isn't it?
Alright.
Give me sounds it up. Socialist revolution. Free Jews. Well, it's like in 4 years.
So we've moved up the street a little bit. That's Harrods, it's Knightsbridge Tube. We're going to see if anyone on the street wants to have a chat with us about our guy Julian. Probably not, but here's to try and anyway. Anyone, do you want to give a little quick interview? Little quick interview? Independent media jab? No? You alright, mate? That was lovely. Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir. What do you know about Julian Assange? Nothing. You alright there? What do you know about Julian Assange?
Hello.
You alright?
Sorry, I'm not from here.
No, that's alright. Don't worry. That's fine. You have a good day. It's just choosing who to shout at and who not to shout at. You alright, mate? Any chat? Nope. Okay. I think this might be a pointless endeavour. Well, that was unsuccessful. I mean, fair play. Probably the wrong part of London to try and accost people for just like quick little questions, especially on Julian Assange, despite him being right there. It is frustrating though, because, you know, I heard some people discussing over there when we were there earlier that when they were asking other individuals what they thought about Julian Assange, the first thing that was coming to their heads was just he's a rapist, which might be the case, might not be the case. However, he has put a light on information that would never have made its way into the public eye if he hadn't have made that step to go and do that, and he didn't do it for himself. So, I mean, it seems today hasn't been a waste of time. I mean, nothing's happened. He's still in there, and he may still remain in there for many more months, many more years, who knows. He's a very interesting character in our time. You know, when me and Joseph were researching this morning some of the terms of him remaining in there, we came across some pretty shady bits of information concerning whether or not he might be extradited to countries which have the death penalty, and that even being something that's being conversed in relation to Julian, if it's even applicable to him, is horrifying. Very scary. I think, you know, I think people should be more aware of characters like him and what he's done. And yes, there are the sexual assault allegations, and it would be convenient for him to face trial for those. However, in the current circumstances, if that were to happen, if he was to step outside of that building over there, who really knows what had happened to him? It's not fair. Anyway, I don't know if any of that made any fucking sense, but I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.